This is Mariah and Shalynn talking about the Civil War, Chapter 15, Section 1 through 5.
So, Shay, who was even in the Civil War?
It's North against the South.
But with the North having such a large population, wouldn't they have more of an advantage?
Yes, but South had some advantages too. The South had some district military, so in order for the North to win, they would have to invade and conquer the South. It wouldn't be easy, but the North also had advantages too.
The North wanted to gain control over the Mississippi River.
Why?
Because that was the South's major transportation link. This would split the South in two.
So what were the South strategies?
The South's strategy was much more simpler. They would only have to defend their land until the North gave up.
That was much more simpler. But how? Do you know how hard it would be to be a soldier?
Yeah, they had to stay and camp all day and eat one piece of cracker or bread.
Crazy. Section 2. Samurai. How exactly did these men fight?
Well, sorry to say, but the South were outnumbered.
The Confederacy's three top generals, Albert Johnson, Joseph Johnson, and Robert E. Lee, all resigned from the U.S. military to fight for the South.
Yeah, my grandpa used to read books about the Civil War. Doesn't it sound pretty familiar?
Oh my. Anyway, in 1816, the U.S. had about 130,000 factories. Of those 130,000 factories, 110,000 were the North.
That's extra crazy.
I agree.
The Confederates attacked near Pittsburgh. It was one of the bloodiest wars.
It was in the Hardin County, Tennessee.
And the Union victory won.
It was also known as the Battle of Pittsburgh.
Sad war, I would have to say. Time for Act 3.
Did you know that Lincoln resisted slavery, then changed his mind?
Why would he do that?
Because he thought more border states would cede. So he did everything he could to keep the Union together. But he issued an issue. It was called
Proclamation.
Correct.
Well, I know all about that. It was when Lincoln freed enslaved people that were fighting in the Union.
Quick question. Did African Americans ever fight?
Yeah, they served with the whites on warships.
So African Americans helped a lot in the war, right?
Yeah, sure did. Time for Section 4.
One of the main problems for soldiers was persuasion, but each side developed a thing called a draft.
And what's a draft?
It's a system where you're required to go to the military. In the South, men 18 to 25 had to serve 3 years. In the North, men through 20 to 45 years of age had to.
Did anyone get out of serving?
Yeah, if you got someone to fight for you. Also, if you had 20 enslaved. Northerners could pay the government $300.
So pretty much all the rich people got out of serving?
Well, it kind of depended on their money situation.
Well, in the South, the prices of goods went up from 80% during the war, and the Union blockade prevented the South from raising and selling cotton.
I wonder what it's like to be a woman in war. No, what is it? There is no way I would be fighting.
Yeah, because so women worked in factories and some became teachers.
I see. Act 5.
Do you know when the Battle of Gettysburg was?
Of course, who doesn't? It was July 1st, 1863. It didn't completely stop till July 3rd.
Wasn't the United States Union against the CSA Confederacy?
Yeah, you want to hear the sad part about the war?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay, on the Union side, there were 23,055 people, 30,155 people were killed, 14,531 were wounded, 5,369 were either captured or missing. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's very sad. Even if the Union did win, both sides lost in some way.
You want to hear the result of the CSA Confederacy side?
Actually, I think I know this. There were 23,231 people, 4,708 were killed, 12,693 were wounded, and 5,830 went missing or were captured.
That's so hard, but A round of applause for the U.S. winning. And a moment of silence for the people that died. Enough of the sadness. Let's move on.
Right.
So, what was the Gettysburg Address? You never really explained.
Well, in November 1863, about 15,000 people gathered on the battlefield in Gettysburg to honor the soldiers who died there.
Oh, so now it's called the Gettysburg Address, right?
Breaking news. Lee surrendered and the North won.
Woo!